I hope I never find myself comfortable in complacency. You know what I mean? Like, uh, or settlement, or like that kind of way of living. Um, for a long time, I had a hard time dealing with my spiritual beliefs. I struggled with it for about 7 or 8 years, I'd say. Still haven't come out the other end of the tunnel, but I read something today that made me feel a little bit better. And oddly enough, it's kind of depressing and sad, but it's kind of how I felt, and it's nice to know that I'm not the only one, and especially a gentleman like this. Like, he's probably in his 70s, very good-looking man for his 70s. Probably has a pair of glasses on identical to these. It's strange. We could be twins if we were born, 50 years apart or something. Let me just read it to you, and it moved me, so I like to share things on the show that moved me throughout my life. I've been a deep believer my whole life. 18 years as a Southern Baptist, more than 40 years as a mainline Protestant. I'm an ordained pastor, but it just stopped making sense to me. You see, people doing terrible things in the name of religion, and you think, those people believe just as strongly as I do. They're just as convinced as I am. And it just doesn't make sense anymore. It doesn't make sense to believe in a God that dabbles in people's lives. If a plane crashes and one person survives, everyone thanks God. They say, God has a purpose for that person. God saved her for a reason. Do we not realize how cruel that is? Do we not realize how cruel it is that if God had a purpose for that person, he also had a purpose in killing everyone else on that plane? And a purpose in starving millions of children, a purpose in slavery and genocide. For every time you say that there's a purpose behind one person's success, you invalidate billions of people. You say there's purpose to their suffering, and that's just cruel. Like, what an honest to God statement that is, and I don't mean any pun by that. Like, that's kind of where I came to be. Like, it started very personal for me. And I've told you this story briefly, I think. And there's a long video out there that I've talked about that is just called Sad, because it's just depressing. And I kind of lost my shit on it. So, but it's about how my kids both had problems. Grayson had a pneumothorax. Griffin had problems with circulation and breathing, and just in both of those times, without getting too deep into this, a big chunk of my heart and a little piece of my mind just went away forever. It really did. Like, I can never get that back. I'm sure it can heal and I won't hurt so much from it, but I loved more fully and I held less back before then, and it put a fear into me that I can't describe in words, really. And it sucks. And it's, along with that and the other aforementioned about some I don't want to talk about that. Yeah, okay. But there were doors that opened to me for me to look out and go, there's life beyond the frame and life within the frame. And sometimes you got to break out of it, and sometimes you got to settle into it. You know what I mean? And so when those doors opened, I started feeling like this and thinking this way, and this is a gentleman who's ordained, he's been a minister, he's been a part of the religion for over 40 years, and to all of a sudden come to this realization that it doesn't make sense. Like, that's how I feel. Nothing makes sense to me when it comes to religion or God or anything like that. Nothing makes sense to me anymore. And maybe that's a good thing, maybe that's a bad thing, maybe that's a starting point. Or maybe it's an ending point. I don't know. But it's tough letting go of things that you've held on tightly to for your whole life and believe strongly in, and let them guide every decision you made up to a certain point. You know what I mean? I mean, to let that go means letting go of living your life the way you did and start living the way your life should be. I don't know. I don't know if that makes perfect sense or not, but that's what I mean, I think. But the picture of this guy, he's on a park bench in New York, and there's a dog there, and the wind's blowing through his hair, and you can almost hear the traffic. It's one of the best photographs I've seen, because I don't really, I'm not a photographer. I think I take some pretty good pictures sometimes, and I know, lighting and how to deal with that. But this picture speaks volumes to me, and it's not even like the best picture in the world. It's just the content. It's really good. Please check it out. It's Humans of New York. It's right on the front page right now. The article I just read you is the very first one. The next one over is the picture I'm talking about. But I've never really visited this site a lot. I'm going to have to start doing that, because it's pretty interesting. What a day. I had to send my 7-year-old son through someone's window today to break into their house to let me in the front door. We had permission to be there. We just couldn't find where they put the key. So all I could imagine was like the cops just showing up all of a sudden and be like, sir, why are you putting that little kid through the window? I'd be like, I don't know, officer. I just don't know. Anywho, I had a scare today with my other camera. I got up this morning and I was moving the files over and I was going to try to splice something together. If you watch the second video from last night, it was a little crazy, but I was doing a lot of camera work and messing around and stuff like that, and unfortunately I can't use the other video because there's copywritten material on the screen. Actually, that's not the only reason, but I can't talk about it. So yeah, I got up, I went to go look at the camera. I was going to try to reset it to, I can't remember what, it was 24 frames a second. I bumped it up to 60p, and I wanted to switch it back to 60i, if I'm not mistaken. And is it doing it again? No. Okay, full battery. It wouldn't charge either. I couldn't take the battery out and charge it. I couldn't hook it up via the USB. It kept shutting off. I was like, oh no, this is so bad. And I finally, oh, it is. Okay. Apparently I did do that. So I finally got it to work, and it charged while we were out, and when I got back I had a full charge. But that scared me because I really do want to do, I know I talk about it a lot, I want to do some more outdoor stuff, and I tried it one night, the whole rig, setting it up to draw. I think the drawing just came out bad that night, so that's why I didn't continue with it. Maybe I'll try to set it up again. The only problem is it's tough because this camera's right here, and I do want to record both at the same time so that I can do some, screen in screen or overdubbing or something like that. Or just do a voiceover, use the audio track of one and the video of the other. I guess it would make more sense to comment on it after the fact. Camptown ladies sing their song, doo-da, doo-da. I don't know where my block went. I've been wanting to give you some new blockicorn poses I've been dreaming up. I guess I'm going to have to buy another, what's the name of that game? The crazy knockover block game. What is the name? Oh, Jenga. Jenga. See, these are the things that I find at Target on clearance, and I have to buy them. I mean, it's R2-D2 USB stick. It's only 4 gigabytes, but it's $4. It's pretty cool looking. Never opened it. I do that a lot. I really do. Like, I feel like possessions own me sometimes, and I'm trying to let go of that stuff and control my own destiny, so to speak. Been a long day today. Got up. Didn't have practice till 12:30, but practiced 12:30 to 2. And then I had to go to Sam's Club to get toilet paper and paper towels. And I was going to get some espresso cheese if they had it, but they didn't. They haven't had it in a while, and it's twice as much at Fresh Market. Literally twice as much. Like, I can get a, fairly good sliver for about $10 at Sam's when they have it. That same sliver would be $20 to $22 at Fresh Market, and I don't normally buy that kind of cheese because that shit's crazy expensive, but every now and again something like that just is, I mean, it's literally making my mouth water right now thinking about it. Let's do the ring test. I want to start doing this every now and again. See if I disappear. No. See if I can wear my rings. It makes me nervous. I can get them on my fingers, but they're tough to get off. But I have lost a little bit of weight. The problem is this week I've been eating like a pig at night. But that's not too bad. I could probably get away. Oh, yeah, that one easily. But the problem is that sometimes I don't like to take them off. When I put them on, I don't like taking them off again. Like, I don't want to think about them. I just want to leave them on and not take them off, not for the shower, not for bed, nothing. But if my finger swells up, which it has been doing, not that finger, but another one on this hand, and the ring's on, in the morning it hurts. And it's like not good. I'm pretty sure what's happening is not good. So even just wearing it for that brief amount of time, you can see it, and then, well, maybe you can't. It's science. I have many leather-bound tomes, and my library smells like rich mahogany. It doesn't. I wish it did. Good Lord. Made that too strong tonight, but whatever. What are you going to do? What am I going to do? Unmake it? I guess I could add milk at this point. I need to start using cream. I really like it much better with cream. Unfortunately, cream is more fattening too. So, can't win either way. I just want to check my notes here, see if there's anything. Oh, very excited. It's going to be horrible. I know it will be, and I know you're all going to make fun of me, but I think it's Tuesday. Guns N' Roses puts out a new live concert on CD, Appetite for Democracy. And I know they're not the Guns N' Roses they once were, but I still have a place in my heart for a band like that. So, yeah, 3D, too. So, it's awesome. I'm really excited about it. It's probably going to be horrible. Axl can't hold a note to save his life anymore. He can't hit those lows and well, the lows probably, but not the highs anymore. Which is sad because he was such. I enjoyed listening to him. You know, Appetite for Destruction. Oh, I'm not even going to get into that. I gotta email Nick again. We gotta do another show together. I gotta get Chris over here too. I have Zana coming over tomorrow night. Maybe I can convince her to come on the show. I'd love you guys to meet Zana. Zana's a unique cat. She's not like anybody I've ever met in my entire life, or I probably ever will meet again. Very, I don't know if this is correct or not, but I think bohemian. You know, she used to live in California and have goats and just lived out in the middle of like nowhere. Like very off the earth type person, but not quite a hippie. More sensible, like, and I don't mean that hippies can't be sensible. She's an interesting cat. And so if I can get her to come say a few words on here, then I will. So I'm gonna wrap this one up, and I'm gonna go email Nick and Chris and see if I can get them over here one night this week, and Jim. You know, maybe we can do a Castani clan. Now things are getting interesting. Also, I've sent out an email this week for my band to try to get together. If it's going to happen, it'll probably be Friday night because the Foz, our drummer, will be out of town through Thursday. So I thought Friday night makes sense. Most people get out of work Friday. I mean, they're all they teach in schools and stuff, so school's out for summer. School's out forever, bitches. And so I'm hoping I can get them over here. We're going to hang out. We're going to bake some cookies, sit around the fire pit, have a few drinks, a few good times, you know, come out the coast. If you're loving these like I'm loving them, please subscribe. Pass them along to people and ask them to subscribe. Ask them, what do you think of this? If you think they would like it. If not, don't pass it along. You know, share it out on the Facebook, the Twitter, MySpace, you know, all the many places you can share things these days. And don't forget to make somebody smile tomorrow. Make yourself a better person than you were today, and let's make the world spin a little happier together. Okay? I'm going to work on that. You work on it, and I hope you took away something from this video. I don't know what I took away, but I feel better walking away from it. Sometimes you just got to go in willy-nilly and, you know, let the tides roll in. I'm Jason Oliveira. This is The Road to 40, and this video will be happening every night for the next 260 some odd days. Maybe 270 days. Thank you for traveling the road to 40 with me, and I will catch you tomorrow night on episode 97? Something like that. 1997. Oh, yes. I remember it like it was, I don't know, 10 years ago? 20 years ago. I don't know. Have a great night. Thank you for always coming back and coming by. Have a good day tomorrow, and we'll see you tomorrow night on The Road to 40.